early in the legislature, made a $1 billion investment in TCATs. And lo and behold, we were so excited when we got our manufacturing building in 2019, and I thought, that will be the last building project I do before I retire, because things don't move so quickly sometimes, and it takes a lot of money.
Amen.
However, we are so fortunate, and I want to especially thank Senator Ken Yeager, who couldn't be with us today, and Representative Powers for all that they do for higher education. From a local perspective, Campbell County is blessed to have 2 institutions of higher education. For TCAT-Jacksboro, this $55.5 million investment will more than double our square footage. Our campus was built in 1967 and started serving students in January of 1968. Now, I have a retired faculty member in the audience who wasn't quite here at that time, but Mr. Tilbert McQuarrie is our resident historian. He has all the stories about the past, so if you want to know anything about the history, he's our go-to. But since that time, we have served hundreds and maybe thousands of students that have gained skills to go get high-wage, high-demand jobs. All of the accomplishments to date and all of those to come are not the work of one person, but an entire team. We have had 3 amazing leaders before me and numerous faculty and staff. Our team every day goes above and beyond to serve our students and employers. We have strong advisory committees, and some of them are with us today as well. And I started thinking about everybody that I needed to thank for this day being possible. And unfortunately, my list got bigger and bigger and bigger, so I have hopefully some categories. First of all, our designers, MBI, if you all would stand, please, thank you. Our general contractor, Denark. And some of my fellow TBR presidents. We are a community, so I appreciate the fact that they took time out of really busy schedules, I understand, to be with us today. I have President Murphy, President Cheney, all President Ayers in the group, and President Whaley. Also, we have several of our college staff from other institutions, so if you all would stand, please. I'd like to recognize it means a lot to have the staff to support us as well. And when I started thinking about the TBR staff, I could not have enough room to mention all of them individually, but External Affairs, I know I have some representatives. Would you stand up? I'm going to make you stand up. Our facility staff is, I can't imagine their days, because what they have been able to accomplish statewide is amazing. And today we have Mr. Dick Tracy with us. We're going to hear from our regents. We have Danny Varlin, who represents the 2nd Congressional District. We have our faculty regent, Ms. Angela. With Senator Haggerty's office, we have Emily McCall. With Congressman Fleischman's office, we have Tammy Merritt. And then to our local folks, I would like for all of my student veterans to wave so the crowd can thank you for your service. Then we also have our student government representatives. And they have been working throughout, so if y'all would raise your hands high. And even though they won't be students when the building opens, all of my students give a big wave. We have the county mayor's office representative, Deputy Mayor Randy Brown, and Keisha, and Caitlin. We also have City of Caryville, Alderman Heatherly, and Monday. And then we're always so thankful that we have great school partners. I have Director Parrott from Anderson County, Director Fields from Campbell County, and representing Claiborne County is Mr. Satterfield. And then we have numerous Heirs Foundation. I have Sharon Wilson with the Rome State campus here in Campbell County. And then I know Tracy Chambers is here with Campbell County CTE. Any other school partners, please raise your hand, just wave at us. Amy is with the UT EOC program and is such a tremendous asset, not just to TCAT-Jacksboro, but to our community and other communities in helping students find resources and filling out that dreaded FAFSA. Thank you for all you do. I also have some of our workforce development partners. I saw EL here and Andy Wallace from Anderson County. Thank you. And then our business community. Without them, we would not exist. So if I could have advisory members, chamber members, Rotary members, if you could wave at us, please. Yay. And last but not least is my faculty and staff. They are second to none. So if y'all could wave. And now it is my distinct honor to introduce Faculty Regent Angela Richardson.
Thank you, Dr. Petrie, and thank you for inviting me to be a part of this exciting day for TCAT-Jacksboro and really for the entire community here. As a representative of the Board of Regents, I'm honored to be here with you this morning and to help launch this exciting project that will include new offices, new classrooms, new labs, and new shops. As we break ground on this project this morning, we know that it did not happen overnight. As Dr. Petrie mentioned, it takes time, it takes money, and it has required the work of countless individuals, and I know that she is very honored to have many of those individuals here with her today to help celebrate. And of course, and you may hear about this particular investment more than once today. She's already mentioned the $1 billion investment that Governor Lee and the Tennessee General Assembly approved last year. And that is because the Governor and the General Assembly believe in career and technical education, which is what we offer at our TCATs. So as we are celebrating though today, let us remember that this expansion is going to house more than just new buildings and new offices and new classrooms. This expansion will allow TCAT-Jacksboro to continue doing what they have done for the past 55 years, and that is to produce graduates who are going to play a major role in meeting the workforce demands of this community. They will have a positive impact on this community's economy. And so congratulations, Dr. Petrie, and I look forward to coming back when this project is finished. Thank you.
And I have been able to work with Regent Barlin. I think she actually sat on my interview. The chair, in that process, which was pretty stressful. But I would like for Regent Barlin to come and say hello to you.
Actually, it's afternoon now, so good afternoon, and I am so about this crowd. We have been doing a lot of these wonderful groundbreakings because of the $1 billion, but I have to say, your crowd is right up there, very impressive. So thank you so much for realizing and supporting what a great asset this community college is, TCAT is, and what it's going to be. You know, one thing I love about this, we get these 1960s buildings, which, you know, aren't the most attractive things out there, but these upgrades are seriously gonna, I think, attract more students because they look better. I mean, some of it is just simply, it looks like a college. It doesn't look like an older, dilapidated building. So I know that all of these places, including here in Jacksboro, are gonna really have great results because of attracting more students, maybe different students, but people that they can get educated and out there in the workforce. So it is such a pleasure to be here. We have all had the best time at these groundbreakings, and over the 14 years that I've been a regent, we've had some great things, but we never had $1 billion all at one time. And I was like, okay, so are we gonna be a higher education thing, or are we gonna be a construction company? Because literally with these many things, I don't know how Dick Tracy is doing it or has done it, but he has been phenomenal in getting all this done, because the good and the bad is you get that money, you gotta spend it. And so, I mean, we all say, oh, I could spend $1 billion, but not as easy as you think. Thank you.
Now it is my honor to introduce Representative Dennis Powers, who was instrumental in helping make this all happen.
Thank you, Debbie, and thank you to all your staff for all you did today to put all this together. One person we didn't mention a while ago that I'd like to, or I wouldn't be here today, is my lovely wife, Tracy, who spent 26 years at Rome State and just retired last year. Tracy, if you care to stand up, please. I told her, I said, I had 2 jobs and you have one, let me quit one of mine, and then you just keep working. And it didn't work out that way. I still have 2, but she put in a lot of years and did a great job, and I know that she worked with Debbie and TCAT a lot to, they had a lot of programs that they shared together, so we really appreciate her being here. And I saw Dr. Whaley a minute ago. He said, I got a hug from your wife, and I said, well, just consider this handshake a hug. I didn't really want to hug him, but he's a good guy. And I remember back in high school when this was built. I was actually a freshman in high school when this was built, so I remember the good days and the bad days and all the things that came in, and they just really just continued to upgrade and put more programs in and do a lot of things for our community, and we can't thank them enough for doing that. And you just wonder how many students total since that time, 1968, have gone through here, and how many more will go through here, you know, in the future. And it's just amazing to think that we've got that kind of training and that availability here in our county. And now that we're doubling in size, it just makes it even more exciting. And I want to thank Chancellor Tidings to her support. Actually, we have another groundbreaking later on today, but she's just always been so supportive of everything that we've been doing, and has really helped a lot and helped get the other, actually it's kind of unique, so I'm going to mention it real quick, but it's a community college and a TCAT combination, and it's for Union County and some of the rural areas. It's really going to be a great thing that they can offer some of them that have nothing and have come forth now, and she worked real hard on getting that done, and I worked hard on getting the money for it, but she really did a great job with that. We appreciate her, and because of her and Governor Lee and the legislature and the $1 billion we put forth, we know that this is a priority, and we've made TCAT a priority this year because we know that companies that come to us, the first thing that they talk to us about is, do you have a trained workforce? They want a trained workforce to go to work on day one. And that's what they offer here. And they don't have to come in, train their own people, and go through a 1 or 2 year program like that on their job training. And TCAT is going to really offer a lot of different areas to train them. And we have to make sure that our high schoolers, and I know Director Fields does this, but we have to make sure that our high schoolers know that that's not the end. If they want a good paying job and a good career, they're going to have to go farther than high school to get that, because they need some kind of training, whether it's at a TCAT, a community college, or a university. They have to go beyond that high school year to get a good career. And we want to make sure that they know that, because it's an irrefutable fact that without the opportunities, and without the career training, that they're not going to get that high-paying, high-skilled job. And our TCAT, Campbell County, of course, and across the state are doing that. So I want to congratulate you on your new building, and I know it's going to double the size of the building and probably double your workload. But we are so proud of you all and what you've done here, and so glad to be a part of this. So thank you all.
As Representative Powers said, we are very fortunate to have such great school partners. Having the increased opportunities for dual enrollment has made a tremendous difference. And I failed to mention Mr. Kelly Myers from Anderson County. He's in the crowd as well. But I know that Emily was talking to some of our student government representatives, and a couple of those, 2 or 3, were telling her how they started as dual enrolled students and what a difference that made in them being able to make the transition to being a full-time student. So in addition, thank you for all of the funding to increase the opportunities for dual enrollment in the state of Tennessee. Now, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce one of the most innovative, hardest working individuals I've ever met. I don't know how she does what she does, but it is my pleasure to call her boss, our Chancellor, Dr. Flora Toddy.
Well, good afternoon, and what a hallmark day it is. We are so blessed to be here today, and you've heard the figure bantered about quite a bit, $1 billion, and that's a lot of money. Now, I'll tell you, 2 years ago, I got a call from the governor's office, and they said, you know, we know that y'all have some projects in the books, and we know that you put together a portfolio thanks to Dick Tracy, who probably 5 years ago, we kept trying to get buildings built, and finally about 5 years ago we said, let's put them all together in one book so that we can show people what we're talking about, what the huge need is across this state. And so he built our portfolio. The governor's office called and said, bring me that portfolio. I've heard you've done this. I want to see it. I want to see what you've got. And of course, we took it immediately. In my mind, I'm thinking we will be so lucky if we can get 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 projects out of 29 that were in the book. It was the week before Christmas, and I got a phone call from the governor's office, and they said, we're going to run the tables on your portfolio. We're going to fund every single one of them. We cannot thank the governor enough for doing that, and then we cannot thank our legislators enough for deciding that this was really important and putting it into the budget. They all voted for it. They all agreed that it was something that we needed and that it was going to make this state the best state in the nation for workforce development. The mission statement for TBR is very succinct. It is student success and workforce development, and that's what this is going to be providing. These are not just buildings. This is not just trying to make our campuses look better. These are functional buildings where people will be coming and learning a skill that will provide for them, that will provide for their family for a lifetime to come. We are changing the face of what happens in the state of Tennessee. And I will share with you that whenever I go out to other states in the country, to meetings, to events, and they talk to me about, tell me how you got $1 billion put into the budget. They say, did your state go and fund a bond for this to happen? And I very quickly say, no, this is cash money, because that's how Tennessee rolls. This is the best managed state in the nation, and if you don't believe it, you don't believe it. We will have companies coming to look at us because we will be providing the best trained workforce that this country could ever provide, with state-of-the-art facilities that are being designed by our architects, not for a one-time, not for a 25-year time, but for a lifetime. The buildings will be flexible, they will be adaptable, because we don't know what it looks like for training in 25 years. We don't know what we'll need to do. The cinder block buildings of ore were very hard to morph into what we needed them to be. So we are not designing for the past. We have designed for the future. And that's what you see here, is a design that is going to be beautiful, but is going to be functional. We do have the best system in the country, and it is because of these presidents that stood up earlier that came here to support. We are one system, and we support each other, we help each other, and that makes us all stronger. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for each piece of the puzzle that you brought to the table together to make this happen, and I can't wait to come back when we cut the ribbon on this beautiful new facility. $55 million.
All right. So I want to thank each of you for coming today. I'm going to release our students. Many of them have missed their lunch. So you are now able to go do lunch. But thank you for coming out with us. So just to show you how much our school partners help us, Miss Kennedy's culinary class at Campbell County High School prepared today's lunch for you. And they were going to serve you. However, when we got to looking at the calendar, it's end of course week testing. So they have prepared the food and sent it down. But we have lunch waiting for you in our meeting room, and cake. Of course, you can't have the celebration without cake. So I'm going to turn it over to our TBR Government Relations staff to tell us what we need to do for the picture.
Sure. We can head over to